Hi, welcome to My Husband Hates the Bachelor, where I, the husband, try to recap The Bachelor even though I've never seen the show.
On this week's episode, Kyle is out of town, so I'm joined by my sister Abby and her boyfriend Jackson. We recap the most recent episode of The Bachelorette, and we talk about why would people go on group dates. Jackson was really confused. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so you guys, Kyle is out of town this week. I know this entire podcast is revolving around my husband, and my husband is gone. So, I've gone around several different avenues of who could replace him this week, and we've landed with my sister. So she doesn't hate The Bachelor, but my sister and her boyfriend are here with me tonight. Jackson, would you say you hate The Bachelor, or?
I really just don't care.
He just doesn't care. My sister's boyfriend is apathetic about The Bachelor. That is this week's episode. So I'm going to have Jackson read my notes, and he can contribute conversationally if he wants to, but Abby and I will discuss. Abby has not seen this episode or any.
I've only seen the first.
So Abby only knows the guys based on night one. So
It's been 2 weeks since I've seen them.
So this will be interesting. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so Jackson, here are my notes. So if you'll just read exactly what I wrote. If you'll just read exactly what I wrote. We can get started. Okay, here we go.
Chris talks to the guys and recaps.
Okay, so Chris Harrison.
Oh, Chris. Okay, I see.
Okay, Chris Harrison comes in and is like, so this is what happened last week, and Hannah was emotional, and blah 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 blah, and recaps. So that's all that's about.
Next.
Mhm.
Grant is in a robe. LOL.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Grant is probably one of my favorite guys that I don't think is gonna make it very far, because he just looks like the dad in the room, and he kind of reminds me of Jim from The Office, because it always cuts to him and he's just making a face, or in his ITMs he'll say something really funny and sarcastic. He's also extremely observant, so he'll point something out about Hannah or something that none of the other guys seem to be noticing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, but he's also, his occupation is listed as unemployed, which so for someone unemployed, he has a lot of confidence. He's great. He's really cool.
Why would they say that? Usually don't they make up things?
They make up a lot, but he's just funny. So he
unemployed from San Clemente. This is Grant.
Yeah. Oh, that picture's so much nicer than the first one. I haven't seen the gray pictures. The green ones were terrible. Okay. So yes, I love Grant. Okay. So next.
First group date. Jonathan
Mateo.
JPJ, Kevin, Jed, Tyler C, and Mike and Cam.
Okay, so the first group date.
I like Cam, I think.
You like Cam?
I don't remember him.
You don't remember him.
Do I not like Cam?
I don't think you would like him if you saw last week's episode.
Oh.
Most people don't like Cam. He was pretty aggressive last week.
Oh.
Anyways, so what's the next thing? Those are the guys that are on the group date. What was the date card?
Let's push our love to the limit.
Let's push our love to the limit. What do you think they're going to do?
Push their love to the limit.
In what way?
You can't just restate it.
Come on.
Push it to the limit, because we're in it to win it. What's that from?
High School Musical, I think. No?
Is it?
I don't know. Anyways.
Basketball. I don't know.
What did they do, Jackson?
Guys are preparing for Cam to do something annoying.
Oh, the guys on the way to the date, they're all like, Cam's here, which means we're probably going to have to deal with drama. Again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fun.
They were all kind of like, gonna have to deal with Cam. Okay, what's next?
Hannah wants a guy to be empathetic.
Yes. So.
Oh, I think I saw something about this. Didn't they do labor pain?
Yeah. Yeah.
Simulation.
So keep going, Jackson.
They walk into a room where Jason Biggs and Jenny Mullen are pretending to be in labor.
Yeah. So do you know who Jason Biggs is?
No.
He's an actor. And Jenny Mullen, they're both actors. They're comedians. Funny. Jason Biggs was in American Pie. That was his big thing. Anyways, so they're in there. she's pretending to have a baby, and Jason's like delivering the baby, and it's real funny. And then, so anyways, basically, they have this date about Jackson just did what Kyle does every week, where he scrolled down in my notes to see how long they were, and his eyes got really big.
Did not sign up for this.
Okay, so anyways, moving on. What's next?
First is a test about pregnancy.
Oh yeah, so they sit in like a classroom and they're asked questions about like the female anatomy and like how pregnancy works and like what happens in the women's body.
Idiots?
A lot of them were, but there were a couple that knew it, and it was really impressive.
Wow, good for them.
Yeah, like one of the questions was like, what part of a woman's body grows during pregnancy?
Jackson?
Like what it was the way it was worded was kind of confusing because my answer was wrong.
The uterus?
But they were saying
No.
they were like basically what does she have that she didn't have before
A baby.
during pregnancy?
A baby.
No.
Placenta?
A womb.
Yes, the placenta.
Look at
Jackson
me.
got it. Yeah,
Nurse
so only like
man.
one guy got that, I think. Because I was thinking uterus too. I was like, the uterus grows like bigger.
We have a uterus.
But they were talking about it being like already there. So
Brilliant.
yeah. Anyways, so next.
Guys wear the belly.
Yeah. So they have those fake pregnancy bellies that you
Yeah.
strap
you
on.
spelled wear W.
I'm sorry. I was taking notes while
Guys, where the
watching my
belly?
son and
Where
watching
the
this.
belly?
So yeah. So they had to put those on and walk around for a little while. Probably
Wow.
like
Diaper
really bad.
changing.
And they had to change
I had
diapers.
to do that.
They had to
last
have like
week.
they had like the baby simulator, like the dolls that are like real and actually
The
poop and
sim.
spit up
Yeah,
and all that
those
stuff.
are creepy.
Yeah, so they had to have those for a little while, change those diapers.
You had to change a diaper?
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
like changing diapers,
Well, sorry.
but I want a baby.
And now
Oh.
labor pain simulator.
Yeah, so then each of the guys has to strap up and do the labor pain thing, and it's really funny because they were trying so hard to be cool and not show their pain, but it was hurting them pretty bad, and
Yikes.
it's funny. I liked that a lot. I think every guy should have to do that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Anyways.
Jed is still my favorite.
Yeah, Jed, especially after that date, he was so funny. He just laughed, but you could tell he was in pain, but he was like making fun of it. So he was like doing like pregnancy breathing and stuff. I mean, labor breathing. It was really funny.
JPJ is terrified.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
John Paul Jones. Yeah,
I
John
was
Paul.
really mad that he was still on it the first night.
He's
I was
like,
why?
I thought he was gonna be so much more of the drama, and honestly, he's
like,
just
look
funny.
at his face.
I know, but he's just
Look
like
at his hair.
He's got a
he's
very punchable
so
face.
funny.
He has a punchable face.
Yeah, I agree. And he has, when he talks, I want to punch him. But there are just things about him that really are funny to me. And he
Mhm.
just kind of is like peripheral, but it's funny. So I don't hate that he's there. But yeah, he was like already flinching and almost crying before they even put the thing, like the leads on his stomach. So it was really funny. He was terrified because he
That's
went last. Okay.
Time for the evening portion.
Yeah, so they go to the cocktail party and
Jed pulls her first.
Jed pulls her aside first to go talk to her.
Did everybody get really defensive about it?
No, nobody really cared because I think everybody
Okay.
likes Jed.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, he's a cutie.
I love Jed.
Wow.
Let me see that one. I
He
haven't
kinda
seen
has
that.
a small face, though.
Yeah, I know, but he in person he just I just feel like he's so much like easier on the eyes and like on video like in person than he is in that
Yeah,
is
he's a singer. Oh, is he the one that sang to her on the first night?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he's cute. He's
Aw.
sweet. He's very put together,
he has
mature.
a nice falsetto.
Yeah, he's good. All right.
Hannah said she wants to live in Nashville.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Jed's
with
from Nashville.
Jed.
Yes, they were talking about him being from
Oh,
Nashville. She was like, I've
no.
actually wanted to live in
That's
Nashville for a while now. And he was like, well, maybe we can make that happen.
Oh,
It's cute. I think there's a lot of, I think he'll definitely be top 2, honestly, at this point.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's big talk, man.
Yeah.
He
I
said,
picked him to win. I don't know if I'm right about that, but
Hmm.
Alright, he says make a wish, but she can't tell him what it is until he gets a one-on-one.
yeah. So he said, "Let make a wish."
I don't know what that means.
A one-on-one date instead of a group date.
Why would you go on a group date?
That's what they're on right now.
That's stupid.
yeah. So he basically says, "Make a wish, but you can't tell me what it is until I have a one-on-one." So she's like, "Okay." I think he has one next week, so didn't have to wait too long.
Very nice.
Keep going.
Alright, Mike to Hannah about how he and his girlfriend were going to have a baby and had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was really sad. So they're like talking. It was honestly, I'm not gonna like. I do not want in any way to like take away from that pain. I personally know like how hard that is, but it was just a strange conversation. And I would assume some of it was like cut out or something. But like they're talking about the labor, like the experience they had on the date, and he says, you know, it was kind of hard today because I was just taken back to like when my girlfriend and I were pregnant and I was really excited to be a dad, and then we lost the baby, and she asked when it was in the second trimester, and he said it was just really hard, and I felt a lot of guilt and thought I should have been there for her more, and I don't know, it was like fine for him to tell her, and obviously like nothing he said am I like disputing, but I don't know, the vibe was just very like I don't know. So he talked to her about that, and it was it was great.
Yeah.
Next.
Cam comes in to get Hannah, and it's a bit awkward.
Okay, this was so like this whole next like 5 minutes of TV was just really hard to watch. So basically, Mike and Hannah are talking about this very serious thing, and Cam's like, I really need to talk to her about something serious. I haven't had any time. And so he goes in and he's like, hey, can I talk to her? And Mike's like, well, we're in the middle of something real serious. Or actually, maybe Hannah said, like, we're in the middle of something really serious, like personal. Can you wait outside for a couple minutes and then we'll come get you? Cam's like, yeah, okay. And he's real respectful and he walks out. Well, I don't think he waited 2 minutes. And he comes back in and just kind of stands there. And then he's like, can I have her now? And Mike's like, I'm seriously, dude, like, we'll come and get you whenever I'm done. But no, I'm not done. And he's like, okay, sorry, dude, I'm sorry. And he walks out again. And then literally like 30 seconds later, he walks right back in. And Hannah looks at him and she's like, I promise you, I will come get you. Like, just go wait.
Yeah.
And he's like, I really need to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. So like Mike like kisses her right there in front of Cam and then like starts to like leave. It was real awkward. So then Cam sits down to talk to her and they're talking for a little bit. And then Mike goes and tells all the other guys that Cam interrupted him 3 times, and the other guys get all mad because this is what happened last time with Cam, and everyone's mad at Cam for interrupting. So Jonathan goes to interrupt Cam, and it was like, I think this is my next note, which is you probably can just skip, but Jonathan goes in and literally this is if I reenact this conversation as best I can. Cam's sitting there, Jonathan comes in, he says, hey Cam, my man, like, can I talk to her? And Cam's like, yeah, man, just give me a couple more minutes, like, we're in the middle of something really serious, like, I'd really like to finish this. And Jonathan's like, no, it's okay, it's all right, man, no, you're fine, it's okay. And Cam's like, well, no, but can I just finish real quick? And then and Jonathan's like, no, it's okay, I'll just wait here, no, it's okay. And like won't let Cam finish talking. And Cam's like, dude, like, I really would, like, just give me like 5 more minutes. And Jonathan's like, yeah, no, it's okay, it's all right. And he's like helping Cam stand up and like basically forcing Cam to stand up. It's like very jerk move from Jonathan. Like Cam,
but he's kind of trying to do to Cam what Cam did.
Well, but Cam never did that. That's the thing, is like Cam has never been disrespectful like directly to someone, like, oh no, you don't, you're fine. He's always like, he just keeps interrupting, but when they say no, he's like, okay, and he'll walk out. And then if they don't like come get him as soon as he thinks, he'll go back in there. But he's never like physical or like rude. He's just like, seriously, guy, like, I need to talk to her. Yeah. And he's trying to like get his point across. But Jonathan was like interrupting him, not letting him finish, and just like, yeah, it's okay. No, it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. And like said that like 20 times. And Cam's like, no, it's not. Like Cam, it was so annoying. So then Cam's like, well, can I at least just walk Hannah to the door? And you just sit here and I'll walk her out, and then she'll come right back in and just let me walk her out and finish what I'm saying. And Jonathan like gets in between Cam and Hannah, and he's like, no, it's okay. You just go. I mean, just like very rude. Yes. And you can tell Hannah's just like, this over is stupid, like over both of them. So anyways, that was the next couple bullet points. Next.
Tyler C tells her he wants to be her arm candy.
Yeah. Tyler C is like, he's the one that I always say on my podcast that he always looks high to me. There's just something about the way he talks, because he like talks like this, and he's like, you know, I just really want to be your arm. Kyle said the way that I talk as Tyler C sounds like Kip from Napoleon Dynamite, and it's really a pretty good impression. Like Tyler C really talks that way, and so
and I don't think that he's like not genuine. I don't think that he's a jerk. I just don't like. I would be annoyed talking to him for 30 seconds. Like I'd be like, ugh.
His
So
face looks kind of annoying.
well, he's like, I don't know. He seems like he really likes her, and he seems. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's gonna go far because like it looks like he's on one-on-ones like later in the season when they're in different. So I think he makes it pretty far. I think she really likes him, but
Maybe
I don't know.
just
Like
Will's, where he never, like how Will's never would open his eyes last.
yes,
season.
Blech. Yes. It's just one of those things where It must be something that like in person doesn't read the same way because I just am like wanting to throw up when he talks, not because of what he's saying, but because of the way he talks, and it's very California. So I don't know if I'm just not used to that. I don't know. Didn't love it. All right, moving on.
Mike gets the rose.
Mike got the group date rose for sharing, which is great.
Next date card.
Next date card.
Connor, let's set sail on our love story.
Keep going.
That's
Luke
what the
is
date
having a hard time.
Luke P. Yeah, so Luke is starting to have a really hard time because other guys are getting one-on-ones, and he
It's
hasn't
what,
been on a group
week
date yet.
3?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, last week Luke P.
Lightly.
You missed it, but last week Luke P. told her he was starting to fall in love with her.
Oh, Luke P was the other guy who was like, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
I remember him. I remember on the first week, I was like, I can't tell if he's really sweet or if I absolutely hate him.
Yeah.
Like, I just couldn't tell.
Yeah, I told Kyle last week that he gives me vibes of a particular ex of mine when he speaks, that both of you know. And I need to show you a video of him talking because it's like, and like I told Kyle, like, it's not like this guy's a bad guy, but it's just, I'm having a hard time really like investing in Luke because he reminds me so much of this guy. So it's like, I don't know. It's, and it's a
He kind of looks like him. A little bit.
and when he like smiles and talks, it's very similar. And it has that same like, it's like there's a particular persona
It's like
needing
he's
to be
playing
portrayed. Not playing, no. It's just there's a particular persona trying to be portrayed, not a bad one. And there's a little bit of, like of lack of like self-awareness. So
Is he disingenuous?
yeah, he's no, I really don't. I don't think that Luke is being disingenuous. I think he really does like her. I think he likes her a lot. I think he is falling for her, and I think that she is with him too. But I just think that like he is very much the kind of guy who, one, has never had to deal with competition for girls before, and two, his personality is one where he doesn't like to feel threatened, and he responds with anger. And so I think he's just really struggling. But anyways, so yeah, he's having a hard time. Connor gets that date card. What do you think the date card means?
What did it say again?
Let's set sail on our love.
They're gonna go on a boat,
Yeah, I don't know,
And
because
to
keep
some-
reading.
island, and make out for a whole day.
Sure, yeah. What's next?
Ambulance sirens. I hope they're for me.
Somebody's coming to get Jackson. No, so the ambulance actually goes to get Hannah, and she goes to the ER because she, I guess, is probably dehydrated and malnourished or something. She didn't have like the flu or anything, but she was passing out and she was just not feeling good. So they took her to the hospital to make sure that she had fluids and stuff.
Oh my goodness.
And because they get like 2 hours of sleep a night, the leads, and they don't ever get to really eat or anything, so they struggle. So anyways, so because of that,
She conceals their dates. So
she cancels their
She
date. I
conceals their
probably
date.
spelled it wrong.
you spelled it wrong.
Yeah, she cancels their date because she doesn't feel good, but
Secrets.
She conceals it.
so but their date is canceled, but she says come over to where I'm staying and just hang out with me even though I'm sick. So he goes over there and they hang out for a while, and he goes and gets her flowers and soup, and they hang out, just talk.
Connor J or
S.
Connor S?
Connor S.
Oh, he's cute.
Yeah, he is. I did not like him at first, but he's growing on me. He just seems very young.
Yeah.
Like
That's
he
probably
just
why I think
he has
he's
like a
cute.
baby face, which that doesn't it's not a bad thing. He just, to me, it's like it's hard for me to see you being in a serious relationship. But anyway, so yeah, they do
Grow a
that.
beard on that sucker.
What happens next?
He tells her about his mom had a stroke when he was 13.
Yeah, it was a really hard time on him. He said it was like a very formative time in his life going on. There's really nothing more than that involved there.
She goes back to sleep. He leaves a cute sticky note around the house.
Yeah, he like leaves sticky notes all around like the living room area of her hotel, and with the like says like, I love this about you, I love this about you, I love this about you. Like, these are things that I love about you, and it was
That's so
really
sweet.
cute. Yeah, it was really cute.
Grant doesn't get enough airtime.
Yeah, I still love Grant. Keep going. He's so funny.
Limo driver comes in and gets Connor.
Yeah, so Connor basically goes back to the house, and the guys are like, man, like, that sucks that your date got cut short. You're already back. Like, how was she? And they're talking about things, and man, I wish I could remember some of the stuff Grant said. It was just funny. But anyways, so all the guys are speculating, like, Connor didn't get a rose, so that kind of stinks. Like, you'd think she would have given him a rose if she liked him, even though they weren't having a real date, and all this stuff. So then the limo driver comes in and is like, Connor, you have 15 minutes to get ready. And so he does, and they go.
She gives him a rose.
She gives him a rose, and they go dance to what? What's next?
Lucas Graham.
Yeah, Lucas Graham.
Private concert.
Gave him a private concert, and they danced to this song like "You'll Never Love Like Me" or something like that. And
were there like a billion people there?
no, it was just the private concert. Like, it was just them dancing with him and a piano and a guitar.
I feel like that would be kind of awkward.
Yeah,
It is.
Honestly.
I know actually for a fact that it's awkward to dance when somebody's playing in the same room as
Just
you.
for
It's
you.
just like a few people. Yeah, it's really awkward. So, but whatever.
I mean, TV.
Yeah. So
Very
Connor
nice.
got the rose. Moving
Good for
on. So
him.
now Mike and Connor have roses already.
Hannah recaps. Tyler G has to leave with the meh face.
Yeah.
emoji.
So she's just like kind of talking about how like the week was really hard, and she went to the ER, and then she says Tyler G had to go home, and nobody knows why. I haven't seen anything from anybody why he left, but he was her first one-on-one last week, the first one she had, and like I thought he was gonna go pretty far because he's really nice and they hit it off pretty well, but I guess he had to leave, so that stinks.
Is that like he had to leave and he might come back later because
Probably
of family
not.
things?
We don't know. Nobody has any idea.
Oh,
But
bummer.
she was acting like there's no way he's coming back. Yeah.
That's
so
a bummer.
who knows what happened?
Next date: Luke P, Luke S, Peter, Garrett, Grant, Devin, Joey, and Dylan.
Yeah. So last group date, and the date card said,
A picture is worth 1,000 words.
"What do you think, Abs?"
Polaroids.
Oh, that'd be nice. No,
Oh.
It's a photo shoot.
it's a
Wow.
photo shoot with
Dogs
dogs.
Doggies.
Well, not just dogs.
and models.
Bunch of
Doggos and models.
animals were the models. So like
Oh.
some guys posed with dogs, some guys posed with snakes, some
Ooh.
guys posed with guinea pigs. I mean, it was like
Guinea pigs.
there was
Delicious.
I think there was a couple of actual pigs. It was a lot of different animals. It
Wow.
was funny. It was really funny.
That sounds like fun.
It was just a ridiculously stupid thing, but it was enjoyable to
It's
watch.
inspired by the movie The Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah, so they did
Oh, I
this.
love that movie.
Demi comes in
Oh.
Demi.
to spy on them in her secret room again,
Yes.
and to see what they do when Hannah's not looking. So that she put cameras
Good old
around
Demi.
and hired a couple of girls who were doing like makeup and stuff to flirt with the guys to see how they responded when Hannah wasn't in the room. And they
How
all
did that
passed.
go?
They all did fine. They all shut the girls down and said how much they liked Hannah. So it was kind of pointless, but whatever. Nobody got caught in anything, which
No
is kind
drama.
of,
Lame.
But that's okay. It was still really funny. What happened then,
Luke
Jackson?
P is getting a little impatient and insecure.
Yeah, he's like struggling because like she was taking pictures with Peter and kissing him, and the guys were watching, which is weird, and he was not having it. And she was like, "You have to back off and trust that I like you. Like this, you're freaking out."
You gotta chill out, dude.
Yeah, she did tell him that. Next.
She tells him she doesn't like him being cocky.
Luke.
That's the next thing.
Yeah, Luke.
Oh yeah, so he's like, "Can I walk you to your?" Because she was like, "I gotta go change." And he's like, "Can I talk to you for a second?" She was like, "Can we just do it later?" And he was like, yeah." And she goes, "I'm just gonna tell you right now, like, I understand that you're having a hard time and that, like, but you have to trust that I like you, and that I know you like me." And she was like, And I'm just gonna tell you right now, like, I'm getting really bad vibes, and there are some red flags because your confidence is coming across as cocky, and I don't like it. And I was like, good
for
for
her.
you. Yeah, like, she just addressed it right on.
Get it,
was
girl.
really good.
I like that about Hannah.
Yeah, me too. Next.
He doesn't get that.
No, he
and
doesn't.
He says he's gonna act like what? He's gonna act like that conversation didn't happen.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So he like in his
Why?
ITM, like right after that, he's like, I don't know what she's talking about. Like, I don't know what she means by like what behavior she's talking about. I don't get it. And so I'm just gonna act like that conversation didn't happen. And I was like,
juju.
bad
man.
move, Luke P.
Not a good idea.
So then,
He's having a really hard time.
yep.
He says he thought about leaving.
He tells the guys, I really thought about leaving because, like, I don't know, like, if I don't love her, like, why should I be here? And I just don't know if she's the one, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, it's week 3. Last week you said you're starting to fall in love with her, so what changed? And I think I honestly think that what he's trying to say is, I really like her, but I am not feeling this environment. And so until I know that she is the one for me, like, he goes, I need to know, because as soon as I know that she's not the one for me and I'm certain about that, I am leaving.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like, I think that's fine for him to say, like, when I know she's not the one for me, if that hits me, I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
But I don't know right now. And I mean, that's fine. I just think the way that he says things is so dramatic and like, bleh, that it just rubs everybody the wrong way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he says that. And
Peter and Hannah have such a good connection.
I love Pilot Pete. He's the best. Everybody calls him Pilot
he
Pete.
was
He's
cute.
so cute. He gives everybody like Ben flashbacks because he's just so nice and sweet.
I love Ben.
And so I love Pilot Pete. He is in my top 3 now. I don't know if he was on my bracket, but he is in my top 3 for
They have
sure.
brackets?
Fantasy Bachelor.
Yeah.
Like fantasy football.
So he's in my top 3 for sure now. And he they have a pretty good connection.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, not just
That's a face.
yeah. Well, I mean, they talk and it's cute, and he listens to her, and he just like really, you can tell he's like really interested in her, and then they also like made out. So they have both sides.
They made
okay?
out. Jackson. They made out.
He's having a hard time with that. Okay, so what happened? What's next, Jackson?
Before she hands out the rose, she pulls Luke aside to tell him she likes him and she needs him to respect her choices and time.
Yeah. So she basically, like, because the whole night at the cocktail party, he was like trying to talk to her, but every time she talked to a new guy, he'd like go in and be like, I really want to talk to you. And she would be like, I'll talk to you later. I promise you I'll talk to you before the end of the night. You need to slow your roll. And he like is like, okay, and then he comes back in and okay, and he just basically isn't listening to what she's saying and trusting her. And so she like picks up the rose, and then she's like, can I talk to you, Luke? And everyone thinks she's gonna go take him and give him the rose because she takes the rose with her.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just really need you to understand that right now you're not respecting me and my relationships, because you're not the only person here, and I feel like you're acting as though you already have this in the bag and that you're just waiting. But you don't. She was like, there are other people I have connections with that I'm gonna have connections with, and there are other relationships here, and you have to deal with that. And she was like, and you have to trust me. So when I say I want to do something that way, I want to call my own shots. He's like, what do you mean call your own shots? She's like, I want to call the shots. I want to know that when I say I'm going to come talk to you later, wait for me, you're going to do that. You're not going to come and ignore that and disrespect the other relationships I have. He's like, okay, all right, okay. She's like, great. And so she goes in there and she gives the rose to Peter. Yeah. So that was really great.
Take that, Luke.
It was just a really like impressive moment from her. I felt like she did not give him a rose to validate him because she like likes him. She did not she just laid it out there. I was just really impressed with her.
Good.
Next.
Tyler C is still posing in every shot.
Yeah, every single time the camera is on Tyler C, he's a model, so I think it's just like natural to him. But he's also a contractor.
Yeah, general contractor.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to show you guys after we're done with this. I'm gonna have to show you guys his intro package. You remember his dancing?
Yes. Ugh.
So bad. I know.
It
It was
was so bad.
the worst thing I've ever seen. But anyways, in every picture, every shot, he's like sitting, he's got his arm back here and like flexing this so bad, and he's like sitting like this in everything. And like, it's so funny. And like, they made fun of him because when he was doing the labor pains thing, like, he like put the leads on and then he leans back and like holds her close, and he's just like laying there like this, and then he's like, ugh. It was so funny because somebody, like one of the guys in the ITMs was just real funny and was like, I still think that Tyler C thinks everything's a photo shoot. Like, it was just really funny.
Thanks. I feel like that would be me though if I was on the show and there were constantly cameras on me. I would be like,
How do I sit?
how do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably not after a while, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, go on.
Chris shows up, tells the guys there's no cocktail party, but instead a tailgate party.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're trying to like chill everything out for her because she had such like a crazy week.
Yeah.
So just party.
Good for them.
Yeah, it was great.
Cam tells everyone he needs to talk to Hannah first to tell her something important.
Yeah. So this is where I've listened to like other podcasts that are talking about this, and even like what the guys were saying, and so I feel like there is a lot of people are putting words in Cam's mouth, and I want everyone to like go back and watch what he actually said. Now, it's very possible that off camera things were said or it was edited, but from what people that are talking about it saw, all he said was, there's something really important that I need to share with her before I go, potentially. And he was like, and it's one of those things that has been a deal breaker in relationships in the past for me, and I don't know how Hannah's going to take it. So I'm just telling you guys that like this might be something where she has to send me home because she can't deal with it, and but I just need to tell her now. And in no way did he say he basically said telling her might get me sent home because she can't handle it. He had never said I'm telling her so that I'll stay. He was just saying this is like an important part of my life, and I think she needs to know it now because it could be a deal breaker.
Yeah.
So and the guys were like, and Mike goes, no, we're not. You haven't given anybody else respect. We're not gonna like let you take her first. So it was just kind of like I can totally understand why the guys are annoyed because Cam has been like in everybody's business.
But nobody was like gonna be the better.
Yeah, well, they were all just kind of like, yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. And I was like, he asked nicely. I mean, he may be a really annoying person. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it just, like, I felt like the way he presented that was, like, respectful. Like, hey, guys, I'm just letting you know, like, I need to talk to her about this. And I would just really appreciate it if you guys let me have a moment to do that. Like, just a couple minutes. And so that's what happened. And then
Mike is the most annoyed, and he pulls Hannah to undercut Cam.
yeah, so everybody's like hanging out or whatever. They start the tailgate. They're playing games. Things are cool. And finally, Cam's like, "Hey, can we chat?" She's like, "Sure." So they go. He tells her this story about how it does in the show. It doesn't say like what he actually has, but he basically has some issue, like some disease, where they almost had to amputate his leg, and he's had like 12 surgeries on his leg, and like it's a pretty serious thing. And he was just telling her like how he went through a really hard time, and then he kind of added like my grandma died right after one of the surgeries, and then my dog died right after one of the surgeries, and so it's kind of like pity, but also like that probably really happened to him, and he's just telling her. And so he tells her that, and then he goes, and it's a good conversation, and she's like, thank you for sharing, and he goes away. So then Mike gets annoyed, pulls her aside, and Mike literally says, so Cam told us before you got here that he was going to pull you aside to tell you a sad story so he'd get a pity rose. And I'm like, that's not what he said. Now, he may have said that off camera, I don't know, but in the speech he gave, he never mentioned getting a rose for it at all.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I understand that y'all are all annoyed by him, but
don't
you're
just straight up
totally
lie.
lying, or
That's-
at least
ugh.
misconstruing his intentions.
I also don't understand how that story would be a deal breaker.
Well, who knows? And
Like,
here's the
unless it has
deal:
something to do
Cam
with
is
not being able to have
very,
kids.
yeah, like Cam is very not self-aware.
Like legs, or you never know.
Well, like he's not. Well, it's like a disease, so it probably affects more than just his leg. They just
Yeah.
were gonna amputate potentially his leg, but he mitochondrial something. I don't know. I can't remember what they said it was. It was I heard somebody say the actual disease that he has. So he.
Jackson goes, that's the powerhouse of the cell.
Well, I mean, it's really like a serious condition, but here's what is likely the case is that he is Cam and difficult to be around, and the surgeries and the fact that he might be the kind of person who is difficult to be around whenever he's going through something hard. That might have been, it may not have been the fact that he was getting surgery, but the fact that he's difficult to be around when he's getting surgery. I mean, it could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
Anyways, the long story short, it was just annoying that Mike, who seems to be in every other situation like a pretty put together nice guy, was so annoyed by Cam interrupting him at the other group date that he said to the guys, any guy who takes my time, I'm gonna make sure he goes home. Like Mike said. And I'm like, that
Your
is,
time.
like,
So, like, you realize what you're signing up for.
yeah, but also it's like it's not your job to decide who goes home. And I promise you, if Hannah heard Mike say that, she'd be like, that's not your job. Don't do that. Like, you don't get to decide who stays and goes.
Yeah.
So like she wouldn't like that. And so that just really bothered me. But anyway, so the conversations happened and
You feel so bad for Cam.
I felt so bad for Cam because I felt like, and because she pulls him aside and is like, that was slimy. I can't believe you would manipulate me. Like, Mike told me what you did. And Cam's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, were you writing letters telling the guys bye? And because you thought you were going to go home? And he was like, well, yeah. And she's like, so Mike told me you were going to get me for a pity rose. And Cam's like, a pity rose? Like, he's like, what? I've never even said those words. Like, what are you talking about? And so he was just like really blindsided and frustrated because he's like, yeah, some of that's true, but not all of it. And I'm owning the parts that are. So why? Like, and she's like, and he's like, so what you're saying is you don't trust me. Like, he just asked her, like, you don't trust me. She was like, I'm having a really hard time right now. He's like, okay. You know, he was like really nice to her. He didn't get mad. He just was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And so it just was really sad because he really did handle it well. It's just, he just has certain things that he does that are annoying and are questionable. And so it makes, like, it just stinks.
Yeah.
Because he's not all bad, you know. He
Yeah,
might have a
that's
really
like-
good redemption story in Bachelor in Paradise. That's my hope. Anyways, last thing.
Rose ceremony.
These are the people that got roses.
Jed, Tyler C, Dustin, Dylan, Grant, Luke P, Garrett, JPJ, Mateo?
Mateo.
Close enough.
Uh-huh.
Devin, Lucas, and Kevin.
So
Kevin.
Cam went home.
Oh.
And Jonathan, which made me happy because Jonathan was the guy that was a jerk to him in the other group date, jerk to Cam. So both of them went home. And then I think one other guy went home. Joey went home, which is kind of a bummer. But it was a good group of guys that stayed, and all in all, it was a pretty good episode, I think.
Did Kim cry?
No, yes. Yes, he did. I remember now. Yeah, after his exit interview, after he left, he was like really nice to her when he left. He's like, I'm really sorry, like, you know, it stinks or whatever. And like, I don't know. It was a bummer. The whole thing was a bummer.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I hope it was
Kim.
because of not just that thing.
Here's the deal. I think she had already decided to send him home because,
It's just unfortunate that happened.
yeah, because he was like annoying. I don't think they had a connection at all.
Yeah.
And same thing with Jonathan. Like, I think, honestly, I think Jonathan got himself sent home when he was rude to Cam. Like,
Yeah.
she was like, okay. And I think that's why she didn't do anything when they were, because a lot of times she'll like be like, okay. But she didn't say anything. She just let them be awkward there for that whole time and didn't say anything to either of them.
Yeah.
And I think she was kind of like, I'm not keeping either of these guys around. So,
Don't really need to deal with it.
yeah. So it was, you know, honestly, like, it was kind of a frustrating episode in some senses because I felt like a lot of different stuff was annoying. But then it was also an impressive episode to me for Hannah because she just handled a lot of different things really well.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. So, you know, I still really like Hannah. She's probably one of my favorite bachelorettes ever at this point. And I think right now my top 3 are Jed, Peter, and Lucas. For her, not who I like. Jed and
Yeah.
Peter are my favorites. I don't love Lucas right now. I like genuinely hope that he kind of like gets past some of these like anger issues and starts to like really trust Hannah. But
Luke S or Luke P?
sorry, Luke P.
Luke P.
And yeah, I'm really hopeful that he gets past this section of time that stinks where he's not doing a good job.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was a good episode.
Yeah. I'm
Just-
excited to go back.
Do you feel caught up?
I do feel caught up.
Totally.
Jackson, do you think you'll watch it next week?
Not a chance.
Okay. So usually this episode ends where Kyle kind of interrupts me and is like, I'm done. And so then I have to stop because as soon as he's done, like the show's over. So I don't know if you like are done, but we can end or.
Yeah, I'm more than done.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for listening to My Husband Hates the Bachelor. Don't forget to tune in next week as we recap Hannah's first episode outside of LA. See you next Thursday.